Hi TK, and welcome to English class with Miss Portillo. I sure did miss you yesterday, but I am hoping that you have already started with your independent study of our focus letter for the week. So, similar to how we did in Spanish, I had you guys start your Monday off by doing a little bit of independent study for the letter that we are going to be looking at this week, because you guys are all getting ready to go into kindergarten, and I wanted you to start becoming a little bit more independent. So I'm hoping that all of you have already had a chance to log on to your Kids A through Z app. You have already looked over the book all about the letter Y, just like you did for the sonido de la che in Spanish, okay? So if you have already looked through this book on Kids A through Z, great. You are on task, and you are probably going to be very well prepared for this lecture and this list of words that we are about to create. Okay, on top of looking at this book, you should have already tuned in to sing all about the letter Y with Mr. Jack Hartman. He has a lot of other great words, silly words, that start with the letter Y. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some of these images, talking about some words that start with this letter, and we're going to be talking all about the sound. Okay, so it's very similar to the Y in Spanish. We already studied this letter in our Spanish curriculum this year, and in Spanish we know that that is la ella, right? And in English this is the letter Y. Say it with me, the letter Y, okay? And in front of this book it has an image of the uppercase Y and the lowercase y. But we are going to worry about the formation of our letter Y tomorrow. Today we are just going to be focusing on the sound that we hear and some words and images that start with the sound of the Y. So I'm going to start by going through our projectable book from Kids A through Z. So please follow along. Go ahead and yell out at the screen so I can hear you, and tell me what some of these images are called and what sound do we hear at the beginning. So let's begin. So it says here, Y, yarn. Let's listen out for that sound. Yarn, okay? And if you haven't already figured it out, the Y sounds y. It makes a y sound. It's exactly like the Y in Spanish, okay? So yarn. Let's say it together. Yarn. And do you hear that y at the beginning? Yarn. Very good. So you've all had some chances to play with some yarn this year. At school, you know that Miss Portillo has a big brown yarn in our classroom that we've used for our hair. It is sometimes used for knitting and other crafty activities. So this is yarn. And really try to remember this word, because you are going to be making something else at the end of this week that has to do with yarn. Okay, so remember, yarn starts with a Y. Don't forget. The next word is, oh, yawn. I am so tired, and when I'm tired, I always yawn. Okay, say it with me. Yawn. Very good. And you know what I just forgot? I have not been making my list, so I'm going to start with my first word was yarn. My second word was yawn. Okay, and I'm going to move on. Next word. This is how we identified the Y in Spanish. Yo-yo. Say it with me. Yo-yo. Okay? Y stands for yo-yo. Very good. Yo-yo. So we see the word here in our book, but I'm going to still write this here just for our reference, okay? Yo-yo. Very good. Next word is a yak. Say it with me. Yak. And we'll kind of do this, yak, because a yak is an animal that has these two big horns on the top of his head, okay? Yak. Good. Awesome. So it says this is yarn, okay? So I want to get you guys getting used to reading short sentences. This is yarn, okay? This is a yawn. This is a yo-yo. This is a yak. Very good. Okay, TK, so now that we have already reviewed the 4 words in our Kids A through Z, I want to review some of the words that Mr. Jack Hartman identified in his video of the letter Y. So if you remember, the first word that he said was a yogi, yogi. Or if you're a Star Wars fan, you also can say, hey, Yoda. Yoda starts with the Y as well, right? So we can go ahead and write both of those words here on our list. Yogi, Yoda, okay? How about a yummy vegetable called a yam? Yam. Did you read your book all about yummy yams? Good, you should have. There was another book that has all to do with yams. Yummy, yummy yams. And both of those words start with the letter Y as well. So I'm going to go ahead and write those here. Yummy, or I'm going to put yum, and then I'm going to put yam, a yummy vegetable. How about egg yolks? Yolks. Mr. Jack Hartman identified the word yolks, and that is the little yellow ball inside of an egg, okay? How about the opposite of yummy? If something is not yummy, sometimes we say that is, ugh, yucky, yucky, okay? Yucky. Good. Another one is a big, beautiful luxury boat. It's called a yacht. Say it with me, yacht. Good. And we are finally at our last word that we are going to be looking at today. So we can say, yay! Everybody say it with me, yay! And let's listen out for that Y sound. Yay! Does yay start with the letter Y? Yes, it does. So I will go ahead and write that right up here at the top because we are finally done making our list of words. We have found so many words that start with the letter Y. And I have one last word that I want to share with you guys because we have a friend in our classroom who has a name that starts with the letter Y. And I'm going to give you guys about 3 seconds to think. Try to guess who is our special friend in TK whose name starts with the letter Y. And if you remember, we identified his name in Spanish when we were studying the Y in Spanish. Yael, of course, our friend Yael, okay? But of course, his name starts with the uppercase Y because names are important and they always start with a capital letter. So we are going to write our friend Yael, capital A, E, or capital Y, I'm sorry, A, E, L. Yael. So Yael is our special Y name this week, and we miss you so much, Yael. Thank you for having an awesome Y name and helping the rest of your class. Remember that Y makes the Y sound. So now that we have made a big, fun, fabulous list of all of these words that start with Y, we are also going to be forming the letter Y today. Now, I know most of us already have perfected our letter Y since we practiced it in Spanish, but we're going to go ahead and just review and do it here in English. So, this is the formation worksheet that you're going to be working on, and you are going to be doing the uppercase and the lowercase y. So let me remove these words so that you can see here. Okay, I have the uppercase Y and the lowercase y. So remember, if you think back on how we would write the Y in Spanish, it's the same exact letter. It's just named different and it has the same sound. Okay, so the Y kind of starts like a piece of pizza at the top. Okay, it's like two lines coming down, sort of like the letter V, and then it has a little stick that touches the bottom. Okay, so let's review that one more time. It's like a little downward facing fat piece of pizza or a letter V with a stick. Okay, one more time. Big fat letter V with a stick. Perfect. The lowercase y, okay, it starts on the dotted line, touches the bottom, and you come back up to the dotted line and you have a little tail that hangs below, okay? So you also make a diagonal line. You come through with your other diagonal line and hang it on the bottom. Alrighty, I'm gonna do one more example here. Good. So all you need to do for today's lesson is obviously watch my video on the sound of the letter Y, the words that begin with the letter Y, and please just complete this page for today. Tomorrow you will be completing 3 drawings of 3 words that start with the letter Y, and then the following day you will be completing your Y is for yarn craft. Alrighty? So thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys next week for English class. Bye, TK.